The sun blazed overhead, painting the tropical island with strokes of gold and shadows of green. Jamal squinted against the glare, his clothes still damp and clinging to him like memories of the sea. The wrecked lifeboat, their only tangible reminder of the shipwreck, lay on its side, surrendered to the sands. Around him, the survivors were scattered, each carrying their own burdens of despair and uncertainty. Standing at the tree line, Jamal took a deep breath, inhaling the exotic scents of salt and flora. His heart pulsed with a rhythm he knew too well, the call of music. He cleared his throat, gaining the attention of the weary souls. "Hey, everyone," Jamal's voice rang out, cutting through the oppressive stillness. Faces turned towards him, eyes reflecting a mixture of hope and skepticism. "I know things look bleak right now, but we need something to hold on to, something to keep us going until help arrives." He paused, feeling the intensity of their collective gaze. "I propose we start something, an island idol if you will," he continued, a boyish grin breaking through his rugged exterior. "We can sing, share our stories, and maybe find a little joy in the process." There was a murmur of doubt, mingling with curiosity. Jamal could almost feel the vibrations of their emotions, like notes waiting to be composed. He pressed on, undeterred. "This isn't just about singing. It's about us, coming together. We can create something beautiful in the face of all this." He gestured towards the wreckage, the harsh reality. As silence held its breath, Jamal stood, unflinching. He saw the glimmers of recognition in their eyes, tiny sparks of desire to believe in something beyond their present predicament. In that moment, the forest seemed to echo his resolve, whispering promises carried by the wind. The makeshift shelter hummed with whispered conversations as the survivors convened for a meeting. The air was thick with expectation, the salty breeze doing little to ease the palpable tension. Jamal stood confidently, ready to champion his idea again. But as he opened his mouth to speak, a voice like gravel interrupted. "This is ridiculous." Roberts's words were sharp, slicing through the ambient noise. A middle-aged man with grizzled hair, he stood with arms crossed, a monument of defiance. "Singing won't get us off this island. We need plans for survival, not entertainment." Jamal met his stare, unwavering, but internally, his resolve shivered at the edges. "It's more than just singing," he insisted, trying to convey the vision that danced in his mind. "And what if rescue never comes?" Roberts retorted, leaning forward. "Are you prepared to take that risk while we waste our energy on a concert?" The word concert dripped with disdain, and Jamal felt the sting. Around them, the group shifted uncomfortably, eyes flitting between the two figures locked in a silent battle of wills. Jamal took a deep breath, calming his racing thoughts. "I understand your concern, Roberts," he said evenly. "But we need something to keep us going, something to lift our spirits and remind us of our humanity." "Humanity won't fill our bellies or build us a raft," Roberts snapped back. The two men stood in tense silence, their conflict teetering on the precipice of the group's morale. Jamal knew then this wasn't just about surviving the island, it was about surviving each other. In the warm glow of the setting sun, Jamal found himself sitting beside the fire, the flickering flames painting their faces in hues of orange and gold. Next to him sat Ella, a woman whose white hair whispered of a storied past, her eyes twinkling with a wisdom hard-won. She watched the flames dance, then turned to Jamal. "You know," she began, her voice a melody itself, "I used to be in the music business." Jamal looked at her with surprise, intrigued. "Really?" Ella nodded, a gentle smile playing on her lips. "I was a producer. Worked with some big names. I learned early on that music has an uncanny power to bring people together, even in the darkest times. Jamal listened, absorbing her words as if they were the notes he needed for his symphony of hope. People doubt because they fear, Ella continued, her gaze steady. Fear of the unknown, of failure. But music can help bridge that gap, turn fear into something beautiful. He nodded, feeling the truth of her wisdom settle into his bones. Don't let Roberts get to you, Ella advised softly. Your idea has the power to transform this place and the people in it. You just need to find the right way to reach them. Her words resonated deep within him, planting seeds of courage that began to sprout. Jamal's mind raced with possibilities, and a renewed determination. Thank you, Ella, he said, his voice filled with gratitude. I'll find a way. Ella patted his hand, her touch light and reassuring. I know you will. Just remember, music doesn't just belong to the stars. It's in us all. As the night enveloped the island, Jamal sat in contemplative silence, each crackle of the fire a note in the symphony he was orchestrating. A new morning baptized the island with a gentle brilliance, the ocean waves murmuring soft secrets into the sand. Jamal stood at the edge of the jungle, the lush foliage alive with anticipation. All right, everyone, he called, gathering a small group around him. Among them were Lena, a spirited young teacher, and Carlos, who had been a drummer in his past life. Their faces reflected a mixture of excitement and nerves. Thank you for being here, Jamal said earnestly. Today, we start rehearsals. He caught their eyes, sharing a collective pulse of determination that thrummed in the morning air like a heartbeat. Lena grinned, her own enthusiasm lifting her cheeks. I haven't sung in years, she confessed, a hint of apprehension playing across her smile. Neither have I, Carlos admitted, holding up his makeshift drum crafted from a hollow log. Jamal chuckled, it was a good sound, full of camaraderie. It's okay, he assured. We're here to remind each other of what we can do. They began to sing, the notes tentative at first, but growing bolder with each verse. Their voices rose like birds taking flight, cutting through the din of the jungle. As they continued, an uncanny phenomenon occurred. The island seemed to respond, ancient echoes played back their melody, a mysterious harmony intertwined with wind and foliage, dancing through the air like ghostly choristers. Meeting Ella's eyes from afar, Jamal smiled. It was as if the island itself supported their endeavor, acknowledging them in its cryptic tongue. Their hearts swelled, and together they sang louder, breathing life into the island's once quiet presence. It was the first time since their arrival that Jamal felt the prickling touch of hope, as tangible and invigorating as the sunrise they greeted. Under the shade of towering palms, the camp was abuzz with the hum of industrious effort. Though the possibility of storms loomed, today felt different, alive, charged with the music that Jamal and his fledgling choir had started. But despite the lightness that rehearsing brought, a shadow lingered in the form of Roberts. He prowled the camp like a disgruntled lion, voice grating against the renewed cheer. You won't keep us distracted with your noise forever, Roberts muttered as he passed by, aiming his words like arrows at Jamal. Jamal paused, wiping sweat from his brow as he overheard the remark. The tension was palpable, his earlier confidence momentarily shaken. Lena, offering a reassuring smile, joined him. Ignore him, she advised quietly. We're doing something good here. Jamal nodded, grateful for her reassurance. Around them, others had joined in their efforts. Mark, a mechanic, was crafting instruments, a guitar from driftwood, a tambourine from shells. The ingenuity was infectious. What's our next step? Carlos asked, tweaking his drum for the umpteenth time. "We keep practicing," Jamal replied, his voice gaining strength as he spoke. "We make joy our goal and unity our path." But as enthusiasm spread, supply issues began to surface. Food was running low, and in their focus on music, some had neglected other chores. At dusk, huddled around the campfire, the group discussed these challenges. The fear of going hungry vied with their desire to continue their newfound practice of harmony. Amidst the discussions, Ella articulated the heart of their mission. "Sometimes, we have to give to receive," she said. "We're all in this together, and music can help us see that." Her words infused them with resolve, setting the foundation for their continued journey. In sharing their hopes and challenges, they created music not just with voice and instrument, but with their very lives. The island was eerily quiet as night crept upon the eve of their island idyll. Jamal felt a knot in his stomach, a tangle of anxiety and anticipation. In the midst of their preparations, chaos had struck. Roberts had hidden the instruments, spreading panic and rumors of an incoming storm, as if the very elements conspired with his descent. Jamal found himself standing amidst the ruins of their setup, his heart heavy with dismay. Fear whispered insidious thoughts, trying to sway his spirit. "Jamal," Lena's voice cut through his despair. "We can't let this stop us. We've come too far." He looked at her, seeing the fiery determination that matched the storm within him. "But what do we do without the instruments?" Ella joined them, her presence a calming force. "Remember, music is in us," she reminded him gently. In that moment, Jamal felt the weight of her belief transfer to him, rediscovering his capability. "We improvise," he decided, conviction fueling his words. With makeshift percussion from found objects and their voices uplifted as instruments, Jamal led the group into an impromptu performance. They gathered under the canopy of stars, the threat of prodigal rain diminishing under the warmth of their song. Voices harmonized to form a tapestry of resilience, each note a defiance against despair. Roberts watched from the fringes, a reluctant witness to their unity. And as the music swelled, Jamal saw a flicker of humanity in his eyes, perhaps an acknowledgement of something profound, though unspoken. Jamal sang louder, clearer, feeling the music rise like a phoenix from the ashes of setbacks. Each voice was a strand of strength, woven into a sheer fabric that held them together against the night's chill. In their song, they found refuge, a communal heartbeat echoing through the island and beyond. The dawn broke gently, showers of light pouring through the canopy as the island slowly awakened from slumber. Last night's celebration still shimmered in the air, a melody of hope carried on the breeze. Jamal stood by the shore, the waves lapping rhythmically at his feet, echoing the internal harmony that resonated through him. The performance had knitted them together, each person a vital chord in their collective song. As he contemplated the horizon, a distant sound reached his ears, a human sound, contradictory to the natural symphony surrounding him. It grew louder, a mechanical hum climaxing into the unmistakable clatter of an approaching helicopter. His heart leapt, joy entwined with disbelief. "Hey!" Jamal shouted, voice catching the wind. "Over here!" Others quickly gathered, excitement electrifying the air. Their voices united, calling for attention, and as the helicopter drew close, their cries transformed into an impromptu chorus, an anthem of hope and survival. The craft descended, sending surges of joy through the islanders. They were saved, lifted from their purgatory on wings of song. As he climbed aboard, Jamal turned to see Roberts watching, a thoughtful expression etched into his weathered face. "I suppose I was wrong," Roberts admitted, voice carried over the helicopter's roar. Jamal nodded, understanding that music had softened the hardest hearts, including his own. As the island receded into the distance, Jamal felt gratitude swell within him, harmonizing with the engine's rumble and the wind's song. His heart brimmed, recognizing the true power not just of music, but of unity it fostered, an essence that transcended survival, elevating them all to a chorus of shared humanity. In the end, their rescue was more than a return to civilization, it was a testament to resilience, a symphony of struggles and triumphs that had, in essence, composed them anew.